All right. Should be good to go.
Perfect.
All right, wonderful. Yeah, thanks again for having us out. I wanted to say we always appreciate the opportunity coming out. I know we do work with a handful of agents over there, but if this is the first time that you're hearing about us, my name is Seth. I'm the marketing coordinator with Reminder Media. We've been around for about 19 years now. We're based out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'll keep things pretty short. I can say with complete certainty, whether you are a brand new agent, part-time, seasoned veteran, or really anywhere in between, referral business and client retention, absolutely critical when it comes to real estate. Now, I promise I'm not going to spend the entire time talking about statistics, but these are some from the NAR data profile that do put things into perspective. So NAR found that 60% of buyers and 68% of sellers found their agent through a referral or used the last agent that they worked with. Now, taking a closer look at the sellers, we know that everyone wants to be the good listing agent, especially right now. Again, 68% of sellers found their agent through a referral. You'll notice only around 5% found their agents through websites and more traditional farming tools combined. So yes, people are browsing for homes online, but it's not necessarily where they're finding their agent, which makes this slide a little peculiar. So this is where NAR found agents spending their budget. And they found that on average, the majority of agents spend $0 per year on referral based on relationship expenses. So it really just shows us that a lot of people are putting their time, their effort, but most importantly, their money, maybe not in the right place. And ultimately, this is why we're here. The last thing anyone in real estate wants to see, you're going home from a long day, you go past one of your favorite clients' homes, or even worse, a friend or family member, and you see the for sale sign that popped up with a different agent's name on it. I know this is the last thing that you're going to be wanting to see, and these are the missed opportunities that we're looking to prevent. And I'm sure everyone in the room can agree, real estate's a relationship business, and human nature tends to hover towards what we see the most. So that being said, the easiest way to generate more referrals and secure the repeat transactions is by reminding your clients that you value those relationships and really just showing them you appreciate the business that they have sent your way in the past. That's exactly what we do. We help agents stay connected with the spheres of influence in the past clients in order to help generate the referral opportunities and secure the future transactions. So we now have 3 ways of doing that. So the American Lifestyle magazine, that one's been around for about 19 years now. The content inside of it is very similar to an Architectural Digest magazine. So it's travel, health, recipes, home decoration, a little bit of something in there for everybody. And then about 4 years ago, we added on a second magazine called Start Healthy. So Start Healthy has a healthier spin to it, overall health and wellness, healthier recipes. And then about 8 months ago, we launched our third magazine called Good to Be Home. And Good to Be Home is all home related content. It's home upkeep, home decorating, still has the occasional recipe in there. And I believe we did send some samples out to the office, but if you don't have one right in your hands, wanted to pull it up on our website. So this is the Good to Be Home magazine. The one that we do for the springtime, we always do a pet edition. So we know like the quickest way to your client's hearts is through their pets. So this one has an article or two about animals. There's about 12 different cover options with puppies and kittens. It's always a crowd favorite. But this one, again, all home related content inside. Now, the nice thing about us having the 3 different magazines, you'll have access to all 3. So you can use Good to Be Home for your first mailing. You can use the American Lifestyle magazine for your next one. So now you have the option, now you have the variety with it. Now, getting back to it, each of the magazines, they're 48 pages, 8 articles per issue. If you flip through it, there's no advertisements in it. It's not filled with a bunch of real estate and business. And for that reason, it's not coming off as the typical piece of marketing. It's being seen more as a gift and item of value. Now, it's also fully branded and customized to the agent as well as the recipient that it's being sent to. So taking a closer look at the customization, this is the front cover of the magazine. So the first thing you notice, agent's photo, logo, and contact information. So as soon as your clients pull this out of the mailbox, you're the first thing they see. They know exactly who it's coming from, no question there. And then in terms of the imagery, we have about 30 different front cover options per magazine. So again, for the one for the springtime, we have 12 that are animal related. We have your interior design scenes. We have outdoors, seasonal, neutral, really all the different bases covered there. When you flip to the inside of it, there's a letter to the recipient. So right at the top, it says their name, Dear Bill and Judy, rather than the generic Dear Valued Resident. And then with that letter, we have templated letters that are written for you. You can edit those, you can write your own letter entirely, and you could even customize it down to the individual. So if Bill and Judy just had a baby or bought a home with you, you can actually wish them a congratulations right in the magazine. We also have 2 branded tear out cards. There's one in the front, one in the back. And these are recipe cards, do-it-yourself tips around the home. There's around 600 options to choose from. And those cards, again, have your branding on them. So if somebody gives that out to a friend or family member that's thinking about moving, or maybe they keep it for themselves for the recipe, it's one more way that we keep you in the home longer and also extend the reach in the community. And then the back cover and the inside of the back cover, these are totally blank canvases. So if you wanted to tie in client testimonials, success stories, listings, co-brand with a lender or a title company, and then for the pet edition for the spring, a lot of agents will put in pictures of their pets, or even more better, the pictures of their clients' pets. So the best way to have your clients showing up your magazine is to put their pride and joy puppy on the back cover of it. So anything you'd like on the back cover and the inside of the back cover. And then obviously it's a presentation on marketing. So I always highlight some things that we do see a lot in the business. The one end of the spectrum, you have the dinners, the bottles of wine, the gift cards, all great gestures. Your clients will love them. But if we are taking every one of our clients on a quarterly dinner, just in hopes of earning their business back in 5 years, we'll all go broke along the process. Other end of the spectrum, the newsletters, the flyers, the emails. Again, these things all do serve a purpose, but I know they tend to find the trash can pretty quickly. And that can really be one of our biggest obstacles. So the number one reason that agents use our services is because of the shelf life. So we average a 3 to 4 week shelf life in the home of the clients. And again, that all stems back to the quality of the piece, the fact that it is being seen as a gift and item of value. So this makes it past the trash can, hits the coffee table, the nightstand next to the bed, and it stays there. So it keeps you in the home longer, keeps you in front of the people that matter most to the business longer. So I do want to pause for questions here. Now, there's 2 questions that we always seem to get. First, of course, how much does it cost? And that is the next slide that I'll get to in just a second here. And the other question that we get a lot is how often do these magazines go out? So with the 3 to 4 week shelf life, we have new magazines available every 2 months, 6 times a year total. So every 2 months, we have brand new publications. But I wanted to see what kind of questions we have on the magazines, the branding, who it's being sent out to, or any questions along those lines.
Does anyone in the room have a question? I have a question. I'm looking at a sample right here. So with some of the co-branding that's offered, the tear out, the back page, the recipe card, if you're doing co-branding with an attorney or a mortgage person or insurance company, is that something that like the agent would collect that money, so to speak, from whoever they're co-branding with, or is that something that they're able
Great
to
question.
order and split through the website with you?
Great question. Yeah, so we try to make this really easy for the agents. So even if you're not co-branding, we try to make it a simple process. Every agent that we work with, we give a marketing advisor to. And this is a real live human being. It's not a robot. And they walk you through this entire process. So they'll talk to you about strategies, tips and tricks with it. They're going to be your personal assistant on it as well. So for the agent, they would send over their photo, their list of contacts, anything else they'd want included in the magazine, and we'll put everything together. We'll mail it out for them. And if you did want to bring in someone to co-brand with, an attorney, a lender, we would reach out to them, get their photo, their branding, and we will also bill them directly for their portion of the magazine costs. So I know a lot of the lenders will do like a 50-50 split. We will collect that for them. So the agent does not have to be the bill collector or the middleman. We will take care of all of that head to toe.
Okay. And those opportunities are usually how many spots are there, so to speak, for co-branding? I see like the back.
So they would have the full back cover and the full inside of the back cover. So really whatever you'd like to work out in those spaces.
Okay. Can the back be co-branded as well, where people have like their headshots and could there be 2 contacts on the back, or is it just basically a whole page thing?
So their photo would still be on the back, the agent's photo, and then we would have the lender or whoever it may be, their info would be on the actual content of that page.
Okay. Anyone else, any other questions? No. When it comes to design on the back page, do you give, do they work with a marketing person there, or are we giving specifications? Or this is what, let's say an agent want to have all their solds for the last year on the inside back. Is that something that we design and just give you the page, or that we work with you on, or is there an extra charge for that?
Either or. So you can have us create it for you and like send over your listing pictures and stuff like that. We could put it together. Or if you have something, we could actually just insert it into the magazine. So if you have like the PDF, we can do that for you. But yeah, your marketing coach can do all that stuff.
Okay. And then in terms of, I know you're talking about pricing, but are there minimums in terms of you have to do this at least quarterly, or you can do it annually, or it needs to be bi-monthly?
So we have magazines available every 2 months. And I would say 90% of the agents we work with find that that is the sweet spot for them every 2 months, but it is flexible. The nice thing is we have mailing options every single week, and you get to pick the weeks that this goes out. So you're in complete control of your deadlines and your schedule. So most people do it every 2 months. Some people do it quarterly. And you're also able to do, if you really wanted to, you can do a one-off mailing. So it's really up to the agent. A lot of people, spoiler alert, one of the things that we offer when we come out to these meetings is we offer it as a one-time mailing. So try it out for the spring. And a lot of people use that as the temperature gauge, see how it goes. And after that first one, if you talk to a few of your agent or a few of your clients that you send it to, you'll know two things right away. One, if you want to use it again in the future, and also two, at what capacity. You'll know if you want to do it every 2 months, quarterly, somewhere in the middle. You know your business better than we do, so we let you make that call for yourself.
Okay. Anyone else have questions?
Oh, looks like we have a hand raised in the Zoom meeting. Aaron.
Hi. So aside from mailings, can we also have, say, like a box of them sent to our homes if we wanted to
Yes.
go place, distribute them places?
Yeah, great question. A lot of our agents will mix and match and have a bundle of magazines sent to themselves. So if you wanted to have, 15, 20 magazines coming to you just to have on hand for bringing to a listing presentation, if you're doing an open house, or even some of our agents will take one to their doctor's office, one to their hair salon. Sometimes those waiting rooms can be nice places to be. So yeah, you can always get magazines that are sent to yourself. And for those ones, instead of having the Dear Bill and Judy personalized message, we'll replace that with a value proposition, who you are as an agent, why people should be working with you. So those are always great ways to put your best foot forward instead of the typical business card. So you can always have some copies for yourself too. Anyone
I think we're
else?
good for questions. I think we're good for questions in the room.
Well, then I can get to the good stuff. So actually, there was one other thing I wanted to mention before I start throwing numbers at you here. So this is something that we've started doing, and we've been getting really great feedback on it. So each mailing, we now produce a report for you on your contacts, where we go through and look at household income, how much equity they have in their home, and even the behavioral data of what websites they go on. So are they going on Zillow? Are they going on Truly and looking at homes? And we'll give you a report that shows you the contacts and clients that are most likely to be moving. So this is a little scary how accurate they're getting with this sort of data, but it's been really helpful for our agents. Kind of gives you a little cheat sheet on which of the contacts to keep a closer eye on. So this has been really helpful. But getting to the good stuff, if you have a pen and paper, or even if you want to take a picture with your phone, this is the good slide. So there are 3 promotions that we're going to tie together for the next week here for the office. So first of which is the activation fee. So typically getting set up with us, it's $300. We're going to drop it down to just $99. So $99, it's a one-time setup fee, good for life. And this gets you in line with that marketing advisor. So again, they'll be with you every step of the way. They'll talk to you about different strategies and ways to use this. And most importantly, they are your personal assistant. So again, send in your photo, send in your list of contacts. They'll do everything else for you. They put it together, they mail it out directly to the contacts. Now, we also have a social media library that's included with this. So it's every single piece of content from the last 19 years in a digital format. And you can go through and handpick content to share to Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Instagram. And it's a nice way to keep the content fresh, keep the followers engaged, nice way to change it up from the real estate posts. So that social media library is all included with the magazine. And then moving to the right, the second incentive is the cost of the magazines. So usually the magazines are priced off of a sliding scale. So the more you buy, lower the cost. We're just going to be giving the entire office the bulk rate. So it drops it down to $4.19 per magazine. So it's about half the price of a Hallmark card. And that does cover the back end. So shipping and handling, customization. Again, we do mail it directly to your contacts. We'll cover the postage. The minimum order is just 50 magazines. And with those 50, to go back to Aaron's question, you can have 30 that go out to contacts in the mail directly to their homes and 20 that come to yourself for that first impression piece. So you can mix and match with those. but 50 times $4.19 comes out to be $209. And that is paid for when the magazines are mailed out. Again, you will get to pick your own deadline. Most people that we're working with right now are getting theirs out between middle of April all the way through June and anywhere in between. So pick that week that you want them going out, and that's when you pay for them. And then the last thing, which I touched on earlier, we always start everyone off on a one-time mailing. So try it out once for the spring. And really the whole purpose of it, we want to earn your business the right way. We want to prove that it works, get you some referrals. And I'm sure if we can help contribute to a commission check or two, I'm sure you will gladly keep us around in the future. And I know for myself, I always like to wrap up by taking a little bit of a step back from the magazine. As funny as it sounds, it's not entirely about the magazine, but this is a bi-monthly reason to call some of the clients. And we know that sometimes making those calls isn't the easiest thing to do. This breaks down the client to agent wall, makes it more of a friend-to-friend conversation. See if they thought of the magazine, see if they tried the recipe on page 12. But then, of course, once the conversation's going, you could do what you do best and sprinkle some real estate in. See if they do have any friends or family that might be looking to move in the spring and the summer here. And the agents that make those follow-up calls, everyone loves seeing on the cover of your own magazine. They're getting great feedback there. But more importantly, that's when you start to uncover the referrals. That's when you get to see it grow your business firsthand. So really that wraps it up on my end. One last thing that I wanted to do here, they always let me do a little day of the presentation doorbuster sale. So if anyone is thinking this sounds like a nice idea to try out for the springtime here, anyone that signs up today, you'll have 15 free magazines towards your first mailing. So anyone that hops on board today, you'll have 15 freebies towards that first one. But I know we always have questions on the pricing and logistics of the promotion. So what questions do we have overall?
From here. So someone's saying, can you cancel if you don't like it? So obviously the first mailing's free. And then if you do commit to bi-monthly, are you able to cancel that whenever you'd like?
Yeah, so what we do is after the first one, if you love it, your clients love it, and you want to continue with us, typically we do a 9-issue commitment. So mail it out 9 times, let it get some consistency. Now, what I'll say about that is we do that so that it can develop, so that it can get that consistency. We are a family-owned business. If you get 4 mailings in and you're like, you know what, this isn't everything I hoped and dreamed for my marketing, we can part ways as friends. We're not here to ruin our reputation in the office over that.
I had another question on the predictive analytics you talked about.
Sure.
Let's say I had a database with 500 clients. Am I able to upload that whole database to you and then just only pick my top 50 that it predicts are most likely to move? Okay.
Yeah, that's something that we started doing too. So you can even ahead of time send over those 500 or whatever it is contacts, and we can run that report on all of them. And a lot of our agents are using that as a way to help narrow down to those top 50, top 75 they want to mail to. And the other cool thing too is we do that report for you every month. So even between mailings, we'll do that every single month, sending you that report over, letting you know of any changes.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Does price vary if it's not bi-monthly, but rather
Does the pricing change if you say you mail quarterly instead of bi-monthly, or is it the same price regardless?
Price would stay the same.
I do know for everyone in the room here, a number of our agents in the Marblehead office do this. They all do quarterly. They find quarterly is a great balance of getting it out enough, but not too much. Some of them have been doing this for over 5 years, and they've all had great feedback. Everyone's continued to do it. And like you were saying, they kind of send it to their top 50 or their top 100, or they're not sending it to their whole database, but they've all found that quarterly's been that sweet spot. I think you want to mention that too, Seth. Quarterly is kind of a great frequency where it's enough.
Yeah, it's different for everybody.
Yeah. And then you have a chance in the back cover to update, maybe if you want to do your recent solds or your, even or share market ones, the company-wide ones that are in that area.
And the nice thing too is you can always update your contact list too. So a lot of I get paid off of revenue, so I would love for you to send out 500 magazines. But what I always tell a lot of my agents to do is start small, start with 50. If you like it and you get some new clients, you can add them on. You can also take people off. So you can always adjust that list as you go. So a lot of our agents do start small, and if it gets you business, I'm sure you'll be adding people onto it. So you can always adjust that mailing list as you go too.
Great.
What info do they need on the mailing list to do the research?
The question in the room was, what info do you need on the mailing list to do the research of their analytics?
So just
Just the
name
name
and
and
just name and address. Yep.
Okay.
I'm not the tech person, but yeah, all we need is name and address, and from there, I don't know how they pull everything, but they make it work, and I don't ask questions. But yeah, name and address is all we would be needing.
And for those of you that used First or First IO, that's a similar tool that analyzes all of your contacts in your phone and your email and does the same thing, gives you your list of most likely to sell. So if you're not using First and you are going to use this, it might be a good time to do the free trial and go run your whole database through First IO, because that's going to actually go against their online shopping habits and their, have they rented a dumpster? Are they shopping a lot at Lowe's? It really gives you pretty accurate analytics. So it will help you target it down to that top. And like First, we'll tell you always be reaching out to those top 50 at least. Any other questions? Questions in the room? No, I guess the last question is, so how do they sign up?
That was what I was going to say too. So that number on the screen is mine. It's 570-878-5870. So that number is my cell, so you can call it, you can text it. And I was going to ask too, I know usually after these trainings and these meetings, everyone has 15 appointments to get to. I'm going to be around today until like 4 o'clock. Is there anyone that would like to schedule a time to speak today, whether that be to get something started with us or just to have a quick one-on-one conversation? Would anyone like to schedule a time to speak today?
Can we just email?
Yes, someone in the room said, can we just email you?
Yeah. If you could
Yeah.
email me, you can text me, whatever's easiest for you, and we can find a time.
Right, Friday's the busiest day of the week. So is the 15 magazine, and they all have training in this room after. 15 free magazines, that's just for today, or is that through the weekend, or what's the deadline on the 15
Yeah,
free?
so
'Cause
for the next week, we're gonna do, for the next week, we're gonna do $99 setup fee, and then the $4.19 per magazine. So that we're gonna do through next Friday. And then for today,
Yeah.
that's the one that we do like the 15 free magazines towards that first mailing. So anyone that
Okay,
signs
and
up
that's-
today, you'll have 15 freebies.
That's today only?
Yeah, that's the one that gave me like they give me the 1-day window for the doorbuster sale. So that one's today only.
Okay.
Everything else we're gonna run through next Friday though.
Okay, all right. Any other questions in the room? Everyone's good? Great, all right, well, I have your contact, so I'm gonna take this recording and send it out company-wide along with your contact information, Seth, and the special
Wonderful.
for today and for the rest of the week. And then I'll let everyone know they can reach out to you directly.
Yeah, I'll send an email over too. So thank you so much for
Great.
organizing everything and having us chat. We always appreciate it. So yeah, I'll send the email over if anyone has questions. Feel free to call, text, email anytime.
Great, thank you.
Thanks a lot. And I will pass things
Bye.
back to you. I know you may be the host.
Thank you.